Chairman, and thank Chairman Lauder for holding this important hearing to discuss nuclear energy legislation. Obviously, we've established that nuclear energy is critical for our energy security here in the United States, as it is affordable, reliable, and clean with lots of 100% base load capacity. My district is home to Plant Vogtle, where Units 3 and 4 were the first nuclear reactors built in the United States in over 3 decades. And with Unit 3 and 4 added, Plant Vogtle is the largest nuclear power station in the country. And I'm proud of everything the owners and co-owners went through and persevered through this project and to finally show that America can actually do big things anymore. And we're going to talk more about this, dive more into this permitting, and I'm going to ask Ms. Korsnick and Mr. Muirfield and Mr. Harrell about my bill, the Nuclear Licensing Efficiency Act, which was part of the ADVANCE Act that was signed into law last Congress. Revisions in this bill amended the Atomic Energy Act to require NRC to provide efficient, timely, and predictable reviews for licensing and to periodically review and revise licensing metrics and schedules to provide the most efficient performance possible. My question is, can you share from your perspective how you are implementing these permitting reforms and how they are working in the practice at the agency? And Ms. Corsick, could you comment on that? And then Mr. Harrell and then Mr. Muirfield.
Absolutely, yeah, thank you. I think as I mentioned earlier, we've seen direct results from the words that you just mentioned to a more efficient regulator. And it's a combination of new things coming in, so think of construction permits or licensing permits. You know, Kairos Power showed improvement. I think X-Energy showed improvement. I think X-Energy's was 9 months ahead of schedule, still with the same high bar of safety. So we're not talking about cutting corners. We're simply talking about going through things and doing them in a more efficient manner. We've seen it on subsequent license renewals for the current fleet. We've seen it on licensing for the advanced reactors. So I would say across the board, real culture change at the regulator has occurred to be able to prioritize the important risk-significant conversations and get things approved in a timely manner.
Mr. Harrell?
I would agree with Ms. Korsnick. I think we're seeing the tangible benefits of nearly a decade of your all strong work here, driving forward modernization at the NRC and multiple administrations leaning into that issue. And it's going to be really critical so that we can capitalize on the Vogtle moment, right? Like in the end, Vogtle is a massive success story. Even with the cost overruns, I think the Georgia ratepayer is going to be very thankful for that long-term investment. And we've got to find ways to build more of those reactors and leverage the lessons learned from Georgia and find ways to build new advanced reactors as well. And so these nimble processes are really critical to scaling and meeting our goals to meet rising demand, grow American manufacturing, and ultimately reduce emissions.
Let me give you 2 examples, real-world examples. One, frequently the NRC staff would have a particular piece of information they wanted to get an answer. An applicant would provide that information, and the NRC would say, well, that's not what we wanted. Go back and give us something else. It was very much bring me a rock. That attitude has significantly changed. The agency is actually more forthcoming about what it expects in the information to be provided, I think is being constructive. That is a direct consequence of the ADVANCE Act. The other one is the agency would frequently in the past have wave after wave of requests for additional information from a licensee. That took up extraordinary periods of time where the ping-pong match between the agency and the applicant took place. Now the agency has adopted more of an audit process where they'll actually sit down with the applicant, walk through those questions, address them on the spot. Where more research needs to be done or more information needs to be provided by the applicant, they can do that. Saves an extraordinary amount of time.
So it's important what Congress does to assist you in doing this in an efficient manner.
Congress and this committee have done an extraordinary job over the last 10 years of providing waves of legislation that have allowed this industry to thrive and for the NRC to be a more efficient regulator, yet at the same time meeting its safety mission.
Okay, and what we need to know is what we need to do to go forward to make this industry reliable for the future. With that, I'm out of time and I yield back. Thank you very much.
Gentleman yields back. The